Here are some of the basic pieces of equipment you can expect to find in most water laboratories. Fume hoods are used to prevent toxic and flammable vapors from entering the general lab area. They are a protective barrier where chemical reactions take place. Keep chemicals and substances in a fume hood to a minimum when possible, and be sure that nothing is blocking fume hood vents. Proper airflow into a lab hood should be verified on a periodic basis. When working with a hood partially open, make sure materials are pushed back away from the front of the hood area to keep vapors inside the hood. For some procedures, it's necessary to keep the hood securely closed. Several pieces of lab equipment are used to heat substances: autoclaves, controlled temperature hot plates, steam heated ovens, and Bunsen burners. Bunsen burners are obviously providing an ignition source, so be aware of a chemical's flash point and explosive limits. Place the burner in a position where it is unlikely you will reach across the flame during any lab procedure. When using autoclaves, ovens, and hot plates, be sure to use tongs, gloves, and other accessories to avoid burns. Any piece of lab equipment that is powered by electricity has a risk of buildup of static electricity. Make sure all appliances are properly grounded and not overloading laboratory circuits. Cords to lab equipment should have acid and waterproof insulation. They should be inspected often to make sure they have not become frayed or loose at the connections and replaced when necessary. Make sure safety guards installed in any moving machine in the lab are in place and functioning correctly. Your lab should have a checklist that instructs you what pieces of equipment should be left on overnight and what pieces need to be shut off. We use a variety of compressed gases in the lab. Compressed gases should be stored based on local fire codes and manufacturer recommendations. Store them upright with a restraining chain out of direct sunlight and away from excessive heat sources. Make sure labels and warnings are easily accessible. Incidents to tanks usually occur due to damage with the valve, pressure relief device, and/or hand wheel. So never lift or carry a tank by grabbing these. Don't roll tanks on their ends. Use a dolly or cylinder cart to move them.